Good morning, students. I'm Arindam Bag. In my last class, we discussed about Carpe Diem. The presentation is available in my channel, YouTube channel. And today we will be dealing with this one symbol. You can see that soliloquy, tragedy, catharsis, hamartia, aside, catastrophe has been omitted in your current syllabus. So we'll be moving to symbol. So without wasting any time, so let us discuss what symbol is actually. So we'll be using two books I told you earlier, M.H. Abrams and Edward Quinn's Dictionary of Literary Terms. So this one is M.H. Abrams Dictionary of Literary Terms. So what does it say? Symbol means, in the broadest sense, a symbol is anything which signifies something. In this sense, all words are symbols. Yeah, that can be true. That is true actually. The word apple, uh, it means a fruit, okay, a red fruit, sweet one. But if I say potato, and if I sense the same fruit, if our predecessors, if our earlier generation did the same thing, then today, instead of saying that particular red fruit as apple, we could have said potato also. So it is true that words are also symbol. The things, what the words, every words we are using, they are actually signifying something else. For our better understanding, to realize things in a proper way, we have named it. Doesn't mean that that particular word is actually that thing. Suppose my name is Arindam. If my name is Avijit, I could have been the same person. I will be the same person, isn't it? Because I have a nickname also. If somebody calls me through that nickname, I'm the same person. If somebody calls me with my real name, I'm the same person. That doesn't change. So the object is intact. The object or the thing, whatever it is, it remains static. But if we try, if we give names to it, the names can be different. The names can be different, isn't it? For say, there is vegetables like lady's finger. Lady's finger. So in English it is lady's finger, but when we say dhados, that is a Bengali word, isn't it? Does that lady's finger, that particular vegetable, changes into something else? No, it doesn't. Suppose in English we say dog, isn't it? In Bengali we say kukur. In other language they have some other words, but that doesn't change the quality or perception of the dog. So that's why it is said that all the words are also symbols. So in discussing literature, however, the term symbol is applied only to a word or phrase that signifies an object or event, which in turns signifies something or has a range of reference beyond itself. In case of literature also, every symbol is applied only to a word or phrase and an object or event also, which actually signifies or which actually means something else. Suppose a word has been used, but it specially refers to a particular event, particular object, which in turn signifies something else or has a range of reference, or it can be, you know, described in a different manner. Suppose the color gray. The color gray. Suppose the color gray. It is a color, but in some cases it means misery. It may describe death also. In some of the events, it has been described as the symbol of death. So this is what it means actually. Word which eventually describes another incident or another object. A particular word eventually describes or present another object or event. That is symbol. Some symbols are conventional, some are public. Thus, the cross, the red, white, and blue, The Good Shepherd, a term that refers to symbolic object of which the father significance is determinate within a particular culture. Suppose the word the cross. The cross actually it is connected to Christianity, and it has several other meanings also related to Jesus Christ. Then red, white, and blue. The Good Shepherd. Yes, Good Shepherd. Sometimes it has been described as God, Holy God, or some other noble characters. That refers to symbolic objects, and further significance is determinate within a particular culture. Poets, like all of us, use such conventional symbols. Many poets, however, also use private or personal symbols. So these symbols, whatever they are known as uh, conventional symbols. Now, poets they often use private or personal symbols. To understand those symbols, you need to understand the poetry of the poet. You need to understand the poet himself. Otherwise, you won't be able to understand why this has been used. Suppose there is been a reference to Ode to Nightingale, and on the third stanza of Ode to Nightingale, there you will find a line that where youth grows pale. Where youth grows pale is actually directly, or it symbolizes the disease of his brother, John Keats' brother Tom Keats. So it represents that. And he was suffering from tuberculosis. In Bengali, it says Khoi Rog. So that's why we may consider where youth grows pale and spectre grey. Uh, so that could be a personal symbol. Often they do so by exploiting widely shared associations between an object or event or action and a particular concept. Yes, like cold like in Darkling Thrust, you will find the season winter, which eventually represents death and decay. uh, Cold or chilly weather, they are actually connected with the idea of death. General association of peacock with pride, and of an eagle with heroic endeavor, or the rising sun with the birth and the setting sun with death. These are the very common symbols which is used often in literature, in other fields also. Climbing with effort or progress, and descent with surrender or failure. These are some other things we have here, such as peacock represents pride, so does lion represents power, eagle represents heroic endeavor, rising sun with the birth, setting sun with the death. These are some very common features, common symbols used. Some poets, however, repeatedly use symbols whose significance they largely generate themselves, and these pose a more difficult problem in interpretation, such as the example of rose, which in its literal use signifies a kind of flower. But in Robert Brown's line, "Oh, my love's like a red, red rose," the word rose is used as a simile. So there are several other words also. Rose is used as a metaphor, and I can provide you another example from Blake Sick Rose. That is also a symbol over there. So these are some other things we have. So let's this I think here this particular um, let me mark it for you. Especially joy warm supplemented. This Dante's 14th century Paradise and other Christian poems and element is a set of conventional and widely known religious symbols in which concrete objects and truths of a higher realm. So what we got here, some implicit suggestions in Blake's poem. Yes, I referred to this one, Sick Rose, and the sexual connotations in the realm, of human experience of bed, love, especially in conjunction with joy and warm. Warm has been used in Sick Rose as a corruption, which is actually destroying the woman's chastity. So this could be. There are several other examples also, but for this class it's good enough. So let us move to another book, another resource we can consult with. So here it is. Symbol is a widely used term in many disciplines, referring to the process by which a person, place, object, or event comes to stand for some abstract idea or condition. Normally used in literary study, symbols suggest a connection between the ordinary sense of reality and a moral or spiritual order. Pretty much the same thing. Whatever we got from M.H. Abrams' Dictionary of Literary Terms, it differs from metaphor. Yeah, obviously it is different from metaphor. Metaphor is a indirect or implicit comparison between two unallied objects. I think you should know that what metaphor is. Metaphor is figures of speech. It is left for the reader to discover. Yeah, for example, what is probably the most famous symbol in American literature, the white whale in Herman Melville's Moby Dick. The reader is never told what the whale specifically represents. Instead, the figure seems to radiate a range of shifting, fragile meanings, some specific, others infinite in their extensions, aspect of existence that would be otherwise inexpressible. So, in Moby Dick, the whale is itself a symbolical concept. Now, let us move to the other resources, which is internet. What you get here, we are discussing, or we are using a particular website which is known as literaryterms.net. So what is symbol? Symbol means a symbol is any image or thing that stands for something else, that has been discussed earlier. Now however, we need to um, focus on this particular definition, on this particular area. um, a However, symbols don't have to kind of things you only find on keyboards. A tree might symbolize nature. Einstein's symbolizes genius in our culture. Anything can be a symbol if we make it one. In literature, let us focus on this particular area. Let us mark it. So, in literature, symbols are often characters. Remember this thing: settings, images, and other motives that stand in for bigger ideas. That is, in one line, in simple one line, if you ask me what symbol is, then in symbol are often characters, settings, images, or other motives that stand in for bigger ideas. That is the simplest definition we can have. Authors often uses symbols or symbolism to be given to give their work with more meaning and to make a story be about more than the events is described. This is one of the most basic and widespread of all literary techniques. So that will be all for today. I tried my level best to explain you what symbol is and what is the use of it. I hope you understand, and I hope this video will be useful and good enough. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye.